Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. Today is March 19th and we bring you the latest news at the top of the hour. I'm Hiba Samad. Thanks for joining us. The Volunteer Center South Bay Harbor Long Beach is looking for your feedback to combat a rising crisis. The organization is calling on all parents, grandparents, and guardians who are closely connected to local youth to take an anonymous online survey. It'll help the center focus more precisely on the kind of content guardians want or need and how to best deliver that content through their new parent education program. The goal is to develop services to address the issues of anxiety, depression, and suicide among the youth, families, and the community. This comes after a strategic planning process was completed and it was determined there has been a rise in these issues within the community. They found there's a strong link between excessive screen time and poor mental health. You can find the survey on volcenter.org. It's located on the homepage. Now, if you notice a flaring event, don't be alarmed. The Torrance Refinery has notified the South Coast Air Quality Management District that there may be a possible flaring soon at the refinery between today and 11:59 p.m. on March 24th. The SCAQMD requires refineries to notify personnel of planned events at least 24 hours before the start of the event, and also of other flaring events estimated to exceed one or more of the daily limits. If you want more information, go to aqmd.gov. Today is the last day to give back to local organizations helping the homeless. The Torrance Social Services Commission Toiletry Drive ends today, which means you still have time to drop off products. Regular and travel size items will be collected. Hotel size products will not be accepted. Now, the list of items include shampoo, body wash, toothbrushes, razors, deodorants, body wipes, and feminine hygiene products, to name a few. Bins are located at City Hall Lobby, Human Resources Personnel Building Lobby, all Torrance Public Libraries, Torrance Police Station, and Fire Station 1. The drive will benefit 4 local organizations, including Harbor Interfaith, Family Promise of South Bay, 1736 Family Crisis Center, and Star Inc. Homes. You can find more information at torranceca.gov/helpingothers. The Torrance South Bay YMCA is dedicating this week to making sure kids make a splash safely. The Y is hosting its National Safety Around the Water swim program through this week. It's designed to show children ages 3 to 14 years old and parents the unique YMCA swim lessons program. The 5-day event is $40 and instructors teach students swim skills to improve their stroke and water safety. The focus is to teach swimmers a sequenced set of skills over 8 lessons of 40 minutes each, which reduces the risk of drowning. A typical session would include exercises to help kids adjust to being in the water, instructions in jump, push, turn, grab, and also swim, float, swim. These 2 skill sets kids can use when they're in the water unexpectedly. The State of California Department of Development Services states that each year, near drowning incidents result in lifelong disabilities. There are 3 different time slots throughout the evening, and you don't have to be a member of the Y to participate. We'll have more on This Week in Torrance. A brand new gym is set to open its doors next month. 24-hour fitness Torrance Del Amo Super Sport is having a special ribbon-cutting ceremony on April 18th. Located on the boulevard, the club is a 44,000-square-foot building adjacent to an existing office structure in the new Del Amo Crossing development. The company signed a $22 million 15-year lease for the club. Other offices that have signed leases include executive suite provider Regis Luxembourg City and Japanese employment and career consultation services firm Persona Group. The company's gyms in Torrance includes the Torrance PV Super Sport on PCH and the North Torrance Active Dry on Redondo Beach Boulevard. A new bill will stop the sale of makeup products with harmful chemicals. Assembly members Al Muratsuchi and Buffy Wicks have authored a bill that would ban the use of 20 highly toxic chemicals in cosmetics. The chemicals are known to cause cancer, reproductive harm, or hormone disruption. Muratsuchi says Californians deserve to know whether the cosmetic products they purchase in the state are not harmful to their health. Few of the toxins include lead, formaldehyde, and various parabens. Muratsuchi says also that majority of cosmetic products sold in the United States are largely unregulated, while more than 40 other nations have prohibited or restricted the use of thousands of chemicals in cosmetics. The bill would also expand the enforcement authority of the Department of Public Health's California Safe Cosmetics program by requiring it to report cosmetics containing any of the listed chemicals to the state attorney general. El Camino College is looking for applications to fill seats on a special committee. There are 3 open positions on its Citizens Bond Oversight Committee. This includes a representative from Bonafide Taxpayers Association and 2 representatives from the community at large. The committee is made up of 7 members and was established during the campus modernization efforts made possible by voter-approved Measure E bond funds. The committee meets quarterly and is responsible with actively reviewing bond revenue expenditures and informing the public about them. If you're interested in applying, a 1-page letter of intent and a resume with your qualifications is required. Applications are due on March 29th by 4:30 p.m. Now let's get to the weather. Today it was partly cloudy with a high of 65 degrees and an expected low of 55. And just when we thought the sun was going to stick around for a bit longer, rain is expected tonight through tomorrow. There'll be a high of 62, and on Thursday there'll be a high of 61 with an expected low of 51 degrees. Tomorrow marks the first day of spring, which also means for many of us, allergies. According to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, trees, grass, and weed pollen, among others, are the most common allergies Americans face. It affects more than 50 million Americans and is the 6th leading chronic illness among adults in the country. Doctors say prevention and avoiding things you're allergic to is important. There are a few steps you can take to get through the season. Wear a mask for outdoor chores, work out indoors, and when you get home, change immediately. Now, if you're looking for a job, the United States Postal Service may be the perfect fit for you. Post offices in Los Angeles, Santa Ana, and Sierra Coastal Districts is hiring during this month and April through various job fairs in Southern California. Positions that need to be filled include transport assistants, automotive technicians, mail handlers, and many more. You must be 18 years old or 16 years old with a high school diploma. There'll be a drug screening and a background check for applicants. On Friday, April 5th, the 2019 Youth and Job Resource Fair will take place from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here in Torrance. Representatives from the post office will be present, assisting interested candidates on the application process. If you're lucky, you could get your hands on a lucky box of cereal. Lucky Charms is giving away 15,000 limited edition boxes of marshmallow-only cereal. The company has expanded this promotion, and each box is filled with rainbow and unicorn marshmallows. To win a box, look for specially marked Lucky Charms promotion boxes at retail stores nationwide that will be appearing now through summer 2019. Enter the code found on the inside panel to see if you've won. You can do this by going to marshmallowonly.com. Winners will receive a special box of Lucky Charms shipped right to their door. March Madness is in full swing, and you can expect Americans to bet more than $8 billion on basketball tournaments. March Madness attracts millions of people who wager bets and fill out brackets. The American Gaming Association surveyed more than 11,000 adults, and the results, more than 47 million American adults will wager $8.5 billion this year. A lot of money. That is 1 in every 5 adults. Sports fans are also expected to bet 40% more than they did on this year's Super Bowl. First set of games began today, and the Alpine Village restaurant will be offering some March Madness food and drink specials during all games, like the winning bracket giant pretzels, the 3-point shot chili cheese fries, and the no-look pass sausage sandwich. Alpine Village is located at 833 West Torrance Boulevard. Now let's get to some events. Tomorrow at the Depot, there'll be a free seminar called Should I Stay or Should I Go by Jennifer Goldstein. It's a seminar for aging individuals and their adult children. It will empower seniors to make informed decisions about whether to stay in their home or sell it. It will feature many guest speakers. Then the Knights of Columbus will host a fish fry in honor of Lent season every Friday from this week through April 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Nativity School Annex. The community is invited to enjoy a traditional meatless meal of baked fish or deep fried fish. Tickets are $10 for adults, $8 for seniors, and $5 for children under 12. Well, in just 2 minutes, Traute Winters, the area director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, will join me live to talk about a walk happening this weekend that will spread awareness about suicide in the community. We'll be back in just a few.
Get it. Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Is she gonna get it, Daddy?
She'll get it.
Get it. Get it.
When you bring home a Goodwill find, you give your whole town a reason to celebrate because you're also funding local job training and placement programs in tech, healthcare, and more. Goodwill. Bring good home.
Yes, but I see you don't have a college degree.
Well, no, but
Okay, well,
Wait. Before you skip over me, can you at least hear me out? No, I do not have a college degree, but I've been working 2 jobs since the age of 18. I've been doing internships while raising my little brother, and any moment that I can spare, I'm studying, just trying to better myself. Okay, I'm ready for this.
wow. I'd love to hear more.
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Welcome back to the second half of NewsBreak Live. Joining me is Traute Winters, the area director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
And this Saturday, the first ever Out of the Darkness South Bay Campus Walk will take place at Torrance High School. So before we get started, tell me how this idea of this campus walk came about to take place here in the South Bay.
We had a couple of South Bay psychologists from the South Bay Association of School Psychologists attend one of our campus walks that we had at Cal Lutheran in Thousand Oaks, and they decided they wanted to bring one here to the South Bay. We had, unfortunately, 126 reported suicides in 2016 in the South Bay, so we're really pleased to bring the walk here. It's one of over 100 walks that we have in the spring, campus walks around the country with over 10,000 people walking.
So it's a unique partnership between, as you mentioned, the South Bay Association of School Psychologists and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So what is the mission of this type of walk? You know, you hear about Relay for Life, but this is kind of a similar concept, right?
Yeah, it's to raise awareness for suicide prevention and also to raise funds and to support our programs that we have, our suicide prevention programs and programs for those who've lost someone.
And we're going to talk more about the mission of the foundation, but the event starts this Saturday. You have to be registered, whether you're an individual or you're part of a team, to honor and remember a loved one. People can register up to the day of the event this Saturday, right?
People can register online until noon on Friday, and then they can register at the event starting at 8:30. You can register online right now at afsp.org/South Bay Campus. And then the opening ceremony starts at 9:15. We have a robust resource fair. We have lots of activities, and it's going to be a great day of hope and healing.
So people can register as teams in memory of a loved one as well. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, we currently have 18 teams registered, and anyone can register for any of the existing teams, or you could form your own team, or you can register as an individual, and there's no cost to register, so we welcome everyone. There's a drop down if you want to join an existing team, and we welcome you to attend.
The event is very twofold. It's about spreading awareness, but there's also a big mission and to bring comfort to community members. This is the first ever walk of its kind. I mean, talk to me. I mean, it's not a topic that people many times feel comfortable talking about. So what will take place at the Darkness Campus Walk happening this Saturday?
Well, we'll start the opening ceremonies at 9:15 a.m. and Representative Ted Lieu is going to be speaking, as well as Assemblymember Al Muratsushi, as well as the mayor of Torrance. And we have a loss survivor speaker, so someone who's had some long-term healing, a South Bay resident who lost 3 friends. And then we also have an attempt survivor, that's called Lived Experience, who is going to share her story of hope and healing. And then we have a community resource fair, so there'll be lots of resources from the community there, as well as different healing activities and information and resources for people to pick up.
Many people attending will be wearing different colored honor beads. So I saw online that each color represents, maybe it's a veteran or a loved one from different backgrounds. So talk to me a little bit about that. If someone does come out and they see people wearing these beads.
Yes, everyone can pick up beads when they arrive at the event, and we have honor beads that signify different types of loss. So for example, if you lost a sibling, you would wear an orange bead. We also have beads for those who struggle. They can pick up a bead, and then for those who just support the cause, we also have purple beads. So it's a really powerful thing to see people with beads and people to connect with similar type of beads. And we do a bead ceremony where everyone holds up their beads, and we honor different folks, different types of loss at the ceremony.
This is a national event. This is one of many types of events that is all about spreading awareness about mental health. So talk to me about the significance of having this walk here in the South Bay at Torrance High School, and about teenage suicide specifically.
Yeah, suicide among teenagers is the second leading cause of death, unfortunately, among 12 to 34-year-olds. And among California high school students, 17% of students experience suicidal ideation in a given year, with over 9% who have had an attempt. So it's a big issue among high school students and middle school students. And so what we want to do is reduce the stigma, have the conversation, talk about it, encourage help-seeking behaviors so that people seek help before they get into crisis. So it's important that we treat our mental health like our physical health.
And this is, of course, for people who are experiencing, or for loved ones who may see some signs or don't know really how to handle someone who might be experiencing these type of thoughts.
Yes, we want everyone to attend, because you never know when you're going to encounter someone who might be struggling, who might be suicidal. 1 in 4 of us suffer from a mental health condition in a given year, so it's very prevalent. So it's important that we all feel comfortable talking about it and learn the risk factors and warning signs and what to do if we encounter someone who might be struggling.
How does it feel to, now have this walk be part of one more community?
We're really excited to bring it to the South Bay. The South Bay has the 3rd highest area of suicides in LA County, so it's really important that we do start talking about it here, and we provide the resources and educate the community.
Is there a cost, before I move on, is there a cost to sign up for the walk?
There's no cost to register. We welcome all. We don't want cost to be a barrier. About a third of people who attend our events fundraise. And if anyone raises $100 or more, they'll receive a free Out of the Darkness Walk t-shirt. So we do encourage people to fundraise because it does support our programs that we bring to the community.
It's all about spreading awareness, as I've mentioned before, and this is during the effort to also help the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So before we get into its mission, talk to me about the history. When did it start and what it's all about?
Yeah, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention started in 1987 for family members who had lost a loved one and there really wasn't anything out there. And today we're the nation's largest leading nonprofit dedicated to suicide prevention, and we fight suicide from a comprehensive approach. We're the largest private funder of research. We do many education and outreach events in the community, most at no cost, and then we advocate on both the state and federal level for suicide prevention and mental health initiatives. And we have programs for those who've lost someone who can also sometimes be at high risk.
So AFSP has set a goal to reduce the annual suicide rate by 20% by 2025. So the programs is one way. How are some other ways this goal is being accomplished?
Yes, that is a big initiative that we have come out with, and we just launched some new programs. So we worked with experts around the country to look at where do we need to develop programs to reduce the rate. Unfortunately, it has been increasing over several years. So there were 4 key critical areas that we identified that we needed to develop programs and reach people to reduce the suicide rate. And the first was working with the firearms owning community. So half of all suicides are by firearms. So it's important that we educate firearms owners and retailers and gun ranges on safe storage, as well as not selling guns or removing means of firearms if someone might be suicidal. So that's our first initiative. Then we're also working with primary health care systems. 45% of individuals who die by suicide have visited their primary care physician in the month prior. So we have a program for primary care to assess and intervene with online tools, working with their patients. So we want the healthcare system to treat mental health the same as they would physical health. And then with emergency departments, about 35% of people are visiting an emergency department in the year prior to dying by suicide and not being assessed adequately. So we've partnered with the American College of Emergency Physicians to develop a tool called E2 Care, which emergency physicians can go online and use an online assessment tool, an intervention tool. And then the last is the corrections department. 35% of all deaths in the correction system are suicide. So we're going to be working with the corrections department system on also educating them on suicide prevention.
And you're speaking about education. Education is key to battling mental health and finding solutions and helping community members out. So for people who might be watching but may not be able to attend the walk this Saturday, talk a little bit about what steps can they take if they know someone that might be battling with mental health?
Yeah, we have a lot of information on our website at afsp.org, so encourage you to go on there to learn the risk factors and warning signs. If you go on our website at afsp.org/LA, you can find out about other upcoming events. If you'd like a training that we can do at no cost for your organization or community, you can fill out a form online there, and we're happy to do an education with any organization in the community. There's also, it's very important, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. If you know someone who might be struggling or suicidal, to give them that number. You can also call with them. That number is 1-800-273-8255, And there's also the crisis text line. You can text TALK to 741-741. So it's important to, really have a conversation with someone if you feel like they might be suicidal, and to ask directly if they're thinking about suicide.
Because majority of times people are outspoken about this, right? There might be specific ways of that they're talking or their behavior, so there are signs, and it's always better to speak up.
Yes, exactly. So we have a training called Talk Saves Lives, and what we teach is about the warning signs. So they can exhibit in 3 different areas: in talk, mood, and behavior. So oftentimes someone might talk about not wanting to live any longer, or their unbearable pain, and even if they're joking about it, it's important to take it seriously. And then with mood, 90% of people who attempt or die by suicide are suffering a mental health condition at the time, most cases depression. They might feel anger, irritability. And then with behavior, some of the warning signs are someone might be giving away prized possessions, or they're not engaging in activities that they used to enjoy. So if you see a change in behavior for about 2 weeks or longer that is abnormal for the person, it's time to have a conversation and ask them directly if they're thinking about suicide.
These questions and many others, people can, unite this Saturday at the walk. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about the Out of the Darkness South Bay Campus Walk, the first of its kind in the South Bay? And the great thing is people can register online until this Friday. You did mention before the show that more than $10,000 has been raised so far, and there's hundreds of people signed up, so more the better.
Yes, we welcome everyone. It's a day of hope and healing. It is a very uplifting event. There's lots of activities there, and we really encourage everyone to attend and to support the cause and help reduce the stigma.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
And as Traute mentioned, that you can sign up for the walk at afsp.org/South Bay Campus. And we have all the information online. Check-in is at 8:30 a.m. this Saturday at Torrance High School. And last day to register again is online this Friday. Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you miss any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. City Council will start at 7 p.m. Have a great night.